Good morning. It is Tuesday and another day for yoga practice. So let's begin on the mat in wide knee child's pose. Bring your toes together, your knees are wide. Sink the chest down toward the ground and reach your fingers forward. Lower your forehead to the floor and take breaths. As you are taking your breaths, you can feel your lungs expand. Can you feel the lungs expand into your back? Notice how your shoulder blades kind of separate, your ribs expand as the breath enters. Look to your hands and knees for tabletop and alternate between your cow and cat pose. Rounding the back, scooping in. Bring your awareness to the breath, how it feels. How it feels when you take an inhale. When you breathe in, how does that feel in the chest, the back? How does that feel through your nose, down through the throat? One more time. Round the back. Return to neutral and reach up the right arm, look up, flow and take the arm down, weave it under your other arm and come dropping your cheek and your right shoulder to the mat, your hips stay high. And again, focusing on breath. Does it feel different when you're in a little bit of a twist? Left hand returns to the ground. Take the gaze and follow up toward the ceiling. Replace your hand and switch sides. Breath in, breath out. Wrapping your arm around the back. taking nice, slow breaths. We tend to rush and hustle and bustle so much over the course of the day. So take this time to slow down and enjoy every breath. Right hand to the mat. Left hand up toward the ceiling. Release. Let's return to cat and cow. Breath in. Exhale as you scoop and round the back. Breath in and round the back. One more time, breath in. Breath out. Take your hands a little bit further forward to move to down dog. Tuck under your hip, your toes to the floor. Drop your heels down. And let's use breath as you lengthen the back of the legs. So inhale, lift the heels high. Exhale, drop your heels down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower and hold. Come down to your knees. Keep your hands under your shoulders. You might have to walk your hands a little further forward depending on the length of your torso. And then shift your body forward in a modified plank. So you're using your core, you're bracing your abdominals. Shifting forward, keeping the back nice and long. And then pressing back, hips over knees. Pull in the low belly, using breath. Shift forward. Can you feel your core engage? Press back. It's a little chilly in my basement. But I'll take my sweatshirt off so you can see. Level back. Engaged core. Press back again. And then one more time, shifting forward. And this time you have the option of staying on your knees or lifting up, coming to your toes, using your abdominals, and staying with that breath. Dropping knees, shifting back to child's pose, legs together. Using breath even when you are in this stationary position. Trying to maintain a pace with your breathing. Come up and shift into your modified plank. Shift back. Shift forward. Option to come to knees or up into your regular plank. Drop back, child's pose. And one more time, come forward in whatever plank you choose. And then move to down dog. Lifting hips, dropping heels. Come back down to your knees. Coming back out to your modified plank. Your hands are under your shoulders. Now drop the hips down, open the chest. Look forward. Cobra pose. Can you feel that stretch across your abdominals and your chest? Shift back, child's pose. Come forward again into cobra. Feel that nice stretch. Open up the chest for breath. Press to child's pose. My glasses. And then move forward one more time into your child's pose, or into your cobra. Sorry about that. Wanted to check the volume. And press back. Move into down dog to lengthen the back. Look toward the belly button. Nice long back. You're turning the inside part of your elbow forward. From down dog, come out to a plank. And again, you have that option of dropping your knees, so it's totally up to you. If you're on your knees, still keep your hands directly under the body. Come down halfway. Elbows stay in close. And then move into cobra. Move to down dog. Sometimes you have to adjust a little bit depending on the length of your legs, the length of your torso. I find I have to shift just a little bit to keep my hands directly under my shoulders in the plank. So come out to plank, whichever you choose. Lower down, move into cobra pose. Downward facing dog. Lifting hips high. Pausing here. We'll do that one more time. Roll out. Regular plank or modified. Come down halfway. Move into your cobra pose. And come back to child's pose. Allowing the breath to guide the pace of your movements, and also allow your breath to guide the flow between movements. So when you're transitioning from one posture to the next, you're still using a smooth inhale and exhale. Slowly come up And come the whole way down to the floor. Bring your toes together and your hands are under your shoulders. Gently lift up your chest. Keep breathing. You're looking forward. You feel that contraction in your lower back muscles. Legs are on the floor. Release and lower down. Lift up. Hands are light. Maybe you even take your hands off of the floor so you can feel the strength of your back. Release. One more time, legs stay down, lifting up, chest looking forward. Maybe you can come just a little bit higher this time. And release. Extend your arms behind you. Toes are together. Arms stay down, hands stay on the floor. Just lift your chest. Lower down. We're going to add on to that. Coming back up, lifting chest only, feeling those sensations in your lower back. Keep your hands down. Strong arms, lift the legs as well. Squeezing the butt muscles, lengthening through the legs, lengthening through the spine. Release and lower down. And coming up, Shalabhasana, lifting legs, lifting arms and chest. Reaching your fingertips back, pointing the toes away from the front of the room. Keep opening chest. Are you still breathing? Release. And just pause here. Now reach back, bend just one leg. So reach for your foot, your ankle, and try to pull that foot in toward your butt, in toward the glutes. So you should feel a stretch on the front of the thigh. And if you can bring your foot down to your butt pretty easily, then you're going to want to increase that stretch by pushing your hips into the floor. So as you shift and push your hips against the ground, you'll feel a bigger stretch in that thigh. Release. Switch sides. Reach for your other foot. Gently pull the heel toward your bottom. Let the front of the thigh begin to stretch. Push your hips toward the ground. Increase the stretch in your quadriceps. And release. Open your legs just a little bit. Bend the knees and bring the toes together. Reach behind you. We're gonna do this twice. So if holding both feet at the same time is a challenge, you can just use one side, and then we'll do the other side. Or you can use a strap or a belt or a necktie if you have those handy for your practice. Lifting up chest, lifting up toes, looking forward. Feel the stretch across the chest. Feel your thighs engage. Push your feet into your hands. Feel that stretch across the front of the shoulders. And release. Come down. You can just place one ear to the mat. And then prepare to repeat that, bending your knees. So if you just did one side, use the other leg this time. Notice how this feels a little different when your knees are wider than when you have your legs squeezed close together. So allow the knees to drop out. Lift up. See if you can go a little higher this time. Lifting toes more toward the ceiling. Picture your body creating a big U. And release. Now we're going to come back to that exercise, that pose, in just a moment. Open your arms like you're at a capital T. The palms of your hands are down on the floor. And then keeping one hand on the floor, roll onto your side. And your head's just going to kind of hover over the mat. Try stacking your hips. You can place your other hand in front of you for balance. Start to feel that stretch deepen across the front of the shoulder. Come out, flat to the floor, and then switch sides. Come back down. And let's return to the floor bow. So your toes are together. Reach back, lift up. And now roll to the one side, just like you did in your practice. Trying to keep your legs stacked, your hips are stacked, you're looking forward. Feel that stretch on the shoulder that's down on the floor. Keep your core engaged, so you're still using your abdominal muscles to help keep you in line, to keep your balance here. Roll to the center and release. Open the knees, reach for your feet. Lift up and roll to the opposite side. Keep your breath flowing. And come to the center one more time. Lift up high and release. Bring the forearms forward. Your elbows are under your shoulders. Palms are flat. Sphinx pose, lifting chest. Opening the chest, opening the collarbone. So you're pulling your shoulders back. And they are also down and away from your ears. So try to avoid hunching. If you can't come up very high, that's fine. Just continue to lengthen through the neck and push those shoulders down. Release. Come up to a kneeling position. Just kind of become aware of how your quads feel today. So maybe this is enough of a stretch. If you have a block or a pillow or a towel nearby, you can always use that. Next option is to open your feet and keep your knees close together and allow your bottom to come down toward the floor. Big stretch on the thighs and on the tops of the feet. Breathe. Release and come up. Just come up high on your knees just to give your legs a rest. And then have a seat. Extend your legs out in front. We're going to continue stretching those quads. We're going to alternate between some quad stretches and your hamstrings, the back of the legs. So just sitting tall. And then folding forward. Lengthening through the back. Now this might feel really funny and some tight sensations because we're spending a lot of time stretching out the abdominals and contracting the lower back. Now we're doing the opposite, pulling the abdominals in as you're lengthening through the back. Just take your time. Your option is to contract your quads, the front of the thighs, so that the hamstrings stretch further. Pull your toes in toward your knees. Release and come up. Bend your right leg, place the foot inside your left leg, sitting tall. This is Janu Shirshasana. It's almost like a seated tree pose. Lengthen and lean forward, folding over your left leg. Trying to keep your shoulders level and your back nice and long. Release and roll up. Switch sides. Taking your time as you set up, thinking about your posture, that you're nice and tall, and then thinking about breath, that you're still using your breath. You're not waiting until you get into the posture. You're breathing even as you're setting up the pose. Release, come up. Taking your left leg out, bending your right knee, taking the foot behind you. I'm just going to pause here. So there's a lot that can happen in this pose. But if you're not used to doing it, you want to be very gentle, stretching the front of the thigh and the top of the foot. The straight leg should have the toes toward the ceiling, and your quads are contracted. So you can stay here. You want to try to be level. So if you feel your body really shifting to the side, then just stay here in this position and aim to put some gentle pressure on the floor to try and stay more upright. And if you can do that relatively easily, then you can start to gently fold forward, taking your time, feeling the back lengthening, coming forward, feeling the stretch of your hamstrings and your quads. I find this to be an extremely intense stretch. And so I notice in myself that my shoulders will start to creep up as I'm trying to ease the pressure. So push your shoulders down, use your breath, and also keep pulling those low abs in as you're lengthening through the back. Slowly rise. Gently switch legs. Maybe do a little knee massage if that's uncomfortable. If that was uncomfortable on your legs, switch legs. Bringing in the other leg. So your right leg is out, your left leg is bent. Feel the stretch on the top of the foot. And again, take your time. Maybe sitting upright is all that you do in this posture today. If you choose, begin shifting forward, keeping upper body released, face nice and calm, using your breath to get deeper into your pose. Release, come back. And swing the leg around. Bring both knees into the chest and then drop the knees wide, pulling feet in toward your body. For Baddha Konasana, bound angle. Open your feet like a book. Elbows stay in close to the body, so be cautious not to put your arms out too wide. Again, elbows stay in, shoulders are down. Using breath, begin to take chest toward the feet. So we're gently stretching the inner thigh, and again, you should still feel a stretch, a lengthening of muscles on your lower back. Come up with that nice long back. Round your back, pull your belly in, take the crown of the head toward your feet. Big stretch on your lower back. Keep the elbows in, knees pushing to opposite ends of the room. Maybe the top of the head touches your feet. Now slowly roll up. Sit tall. Roll back down. Find a rhythm. Breath in and out at the bottom. Breath in as you roll up. One more time, roll down. And slowly roll up. From here, moving into a double pigeon. So be gentle. I haven't done any outer hip stretches yet. So take your time stacking. And perhaps you cannot get your legs level. That's okay. You can always put a blanket, a pillow, a bolster, or something in between to give you some support. Let's just begin by sitting tall. Foot over knee, knee over foot. And from here, just try to open up your hips a little bit. So experiment. Roll around a little bit as in kind of a circular fashion, and you can switch directions whenever you want, or you can pause. So just kind of see where are your tight spots in your side hips, and maybe in your back. I've been doing a lot of focused movements for the back and the abdominals today. And then as you start to loosen up a little bit, you can stop in the center and begin to fold forward if that's in your practice. And if you're not quite ready for that yet, that's fine. Just keep moving or find a stationary position that'll help you stretch deeper into your hips. Using breath. So as the posture becomes more intense, try using your breath to release the pressure. Focusing on the breath and allowing the muscles to release. The more that you relax, the less discomfort you're going to have. But we tend to tense up a little bit to prevent further discomfort. So there's a little bit of a trust factor here. But if you release, kind of surrender, the intense pressure will begin to diminish. Continue breathing into your back. You can feel the breath expand the back of your body. Slowly come up. Release your legs. Let's take both legs out in front. Fold forward, toes up. Lengthening. Slowly release, come up. And now switch to the other side. Placing opposite foot down. And then again, moving around. Finding the tight spots, working through them, finding some kind of comfort in that discomfort, like becoming familiar, maybe not comfort, but becoming familiar with where the tight spots are and where it's uncomfortable. And then working in that area, trying to find that release. So everything we're doing today should help you feel less tension in your back. So your hips all impact how your back feels. Some of the postures that we're doing are loosening up the glute muscles and also creating some strength there to help stabilize your lower back. When you have tight hamstrings or tight quads or tight hip flexors, they pull on your pelvis, taking that a little bit out of alignment, which impacts the back as well. So when you are ready, you can move into that deepest expression of the posture, whatever that is for you. Taking your time, continuing to use your breath. Take your time, come up. Release the posture. Final time for a forward fold, sitting tall, folding forward. Reaching for your toes or the outside part of your feet, shoulders down. And slowly rise. To open the legs in a straddle position. So as you open the legs, you don't have to open them as wide as possible, because once you start to open them too wide, your toes and your knees will start to roll in, and we want your knees and toes to be toward the ceiling. So sitting up tall. And then take your hands and just gently walk forward. Maybe the forearms can come down to the ground and you can have a little bit of ease through the chest and shoulders. You can increase the stretch by contracting your thighs. So when your thighs are just passive, you'll get a stretch, but as soon as you tighten the quads, the top of the legs, then it stretches the bottom, the back side, the hamstrings, those three muscles that work together. And take your time. Maybe just ever so slowly inch your hands forward and just a little bit. Not worried about how far you can come down, but really paying attention to the sensations in your body. So what happens if you start to take your arms out too far? Do you tense up? Or maybe not. Maybe that's a better method for you to just kind of go all out. And it might feel comfortable for you to take your arms wide. I like this posture. I like opening my arms. It helps me remember not to tighten up my shoulders. Continue down, lengthening through the body, through your torso. So try not to focus so much on taking your nose to the floor, but rather be long. Picture your chest stretching wide while you are coming down toward the ground. Slowly roll up. Bring the knees together. and then roll onto your back. And as you're rolling down, you're going to bring the knees in toward the chest so you're in a ball. Squeeze in that ball, and then release. Let's continue focusing on the back. Drop your knees to one side, squeezing the legs together. Feel your abdominals, your side, your waist, your obliques begin to stretch. Maybe that goes down into your hips a little bit. Depends on how much tension you have there. Bring your knees up and to the other side. Bring your knees up to the center. Just pause here, keeping your arms wide for some stability. Just take your legs together, one side, not the whole way to the floor, and then to the other. Can you feel those outer abdominal muscles working? Let's just shift side to side, partly for strengthening, partly for awareness. One more time each side, each direction. And come to the center. Lower your feet down and then lift them back up. Lower down and lift. Can you feel your low abs begin to engage? Last time, down, up, and then place your feet on the floor and set up in bridge pose. So feet are near your glutes, near your butt muscles. Lift up your hips, lifting pelvis, clasping hands beneath you, opening chest. Done a lot of preparation for this today. Slowly roll down. Bring the knees into the chest, legs to ceiling, and you can stay in waterfall or legs up the wall. And if you're in this posture, you're pushing heels toward the ceiling. Or try moving to shoulder stand. So once you're in shoulder stand, do not turn your head. So to go into shoulder stand, you rock back a little bit to lift your bottom off the floor. Take your toes toward the ceiling. Upper arms support your body. Your hands are lightly on your lower back. And you're looking between your toes. From here, you move to plow, taking your legs over your head. Big hamstring stretch here. Looking toward your thighs. Ear pressure pose, you bend your knees. Tops of the feet to the floor.
Squeeze your ears. Bring your hands back to your lower back. Bring the knees off of the ground. Let's return to shoulder stand. And then slowly come back down and move to legs up the wall. Bend the knees, reach for the outside part of your feet. Happy baby, rolling. Stop in the center. Bringing the knees to the chest. Let's return to the spine twist, but let's make it a little deeper this time. Drop both legs to one side and extend that top leg out. Drop the foot to the floor and look in the opposite direction. And you can have your arms open in like a capital T, or maybe it feels good to do cactus arms. Sometimes I get a bigger chest stretch by making the arms more like a W. Bend the top leg. Then bring your legs up and over to the other side. And set up. Honestly, it never ceases to amaze me how I can do the same practice, the same poses in a certain, maybe same order every day for 3 weeks, and every day something feels different. The body is pretty incredible how it adapts. It adapts to your constant activities, whether it be sitting or walking or exercising or stretching. But as we practice yoga, not only are we recognizing the physical things that happen to us on a day-to-day basis, but we can use our yoga practice to become aware of mental and possibly spiritual things that are affecting us. Bring the knee in, both legs come to the center. Squeeze into a ball. And then take your time. Move to Shavasana. Extending your legs. Palms face up. Close your eyes. We're going to stay here for 3 minutes. So while you're in Shavasana, I want you to focus on being present. Trying not to let your mind wander away. Stay here. Maybe you think about how your body is feeling. Think about the tension that you might be feeling, or maybe recognize that early in practice you had some tension in your back or your hips, or maybe you were holding a lot of tension up in your jaw, and now that has released. The quote for today is from the Dalai Lama, and it is thus: "The purpose of our lives is to be happy." So you may stay in Shavasana, or you can come up to a seated position. I hope through your yoga practice, you are improving your physical health and well-being, as well as your mental health and well-being, as well as your spiritual health and well-being. Wishing you much happiness, and until I see you again, namaste. Have a good day.